What's up, everyone? Aaron Schatz here, owner of ASE Publishing, and today I want to tell you about the new Demo 3 of ASE's Drone Training VR, available right now. All you gotta do, look below in the description of this YouTube video. You could download it. As I said last time, and yes, I realize that it took a while between the Demo 2 and this demo, but we've added a lot of new stuff, and we're going to go through that in a little bit. But if you don't have VR and you want to see what this game is about, the upcoming game at least, it's also available for non-VR too. So I guess the community is calling that 2D, even though it's even though it's not 2D, but whatever. So if you want, if you have SteamVR, link below, description of this video, you can download it right now. You can play it with your headset and your touch controllers. And if you don't have VR, you can play this on Windows, Mac, and Linux. You know I'm a Linux person, and I'm very happy to announce that we have Linux builds. It'll work for x86 and x86 64, and Mac and Windows, I think they are only going to support 64-bit, so tough for you guys. That's basically it. So I'm going to put the headset on a little bit and reposition myself, and we'll get into what's been changed. And remember, if you want to give us feedback, please do. You can post a comment in this video. I'm going to post a Reddit thread. You can post in that too. And, you know, we're looking for feedback. We're trying to get on Steam, and I believe that we can get on Steam's store and whatever by just because we have a VR game upcoming. So that's what we're really going for. So we would love the feedback. We're trying to make this game a really, really fun and really, it's a drone simulator, let's be honest. So another thing that I want to mention real quick too is I'm going to fix the physics of the actual drones themselves. So in the actual game, or the demonstration of the game, I've added a few new drones to it. And the physics I'm a little unhappy with because basically, I'll show you when we get in there. So let's reset this stuff and get in there. Alright, we're all repositioned. Let's put this headset on and show you what's going on. Everything should be on. Grab the controllers here. Hopefully I'm still in the frame right now. Yeah, I've changed the skin on the controllers. You can see the little aperture science kind of look. I like them for now. Now, let's go over what's brand new in this scene. So obviously, the scenery has not changed that much, except I added some little doodads here and there that you can, you know, it's a little solar panel for charging up the drones, obviously. And what you have here is, you have the start of the gameplay elements that we wanted to show you. So this is the course that you're basically going to fly through. You got to fly through all these rings in a specific order. So the order will be told to you after you fly through one of the rings. The other one will basically turn green and yada yada yada. You have a screen right here which will actually show you your lap time and your total race time. I believe the laps are set for 2 right now, and of course all this stuff is going to change. We're going to have options and such like that. And this is an example of the gameplay elements that we're going to be doing in here. So let's, whoops. You know what's really funny about SteamVR? When they switch the controllers on you. So, real quick, let's go over what's going on here. So, like I said, that you now have 2 ways to play this game. Number 1, you have the SteamVR right here, right? Looks just like it. And as was before, you have the left stick, which is the left touchpad. The right stick is the right touchpad. Grabbing is the grip on the left controller, and activate is the top button on the left controller. Grip on the right controller controls teleport, and that's basically the SteamVR stuff. So if you want to interact with something, you hit the left top button there, which I'll show you in a second. We'll go over this stuff when I show you the actual playthrough with the controller on Linux. Unfortunately, this is Windows right now. And remember, send feedback to contact@asepublishing.com or hit us up on YouTube. Follow ASE Publishing on YouTube. Let's teleport over to here. This top button right here is the interact button. So you want to interact with this button. So just hold the controller over this and watch this. Boom. Spawned a drone. Oh! Brand new drone, right? Nice looking drone too. So let's spawn. That's another new drone. You've seen that one. And that's a little ship drone that I've been playing with. So let's use this. Let's use this one that we've a little sci-fi drone that I call it. And we're going to grab the controller. So you use the grip right here on the left part. You don't grab on the right part. Grab on the left part. So it makes sense, right? Now, just like before, you have a screen on it, and the screen is showing what the drone actually sees. To to turn the drone on, you also have to interact with this. So hit the top button on the left controller again, and you can see that I added a lot of wind effects, and I probably have to tone that down, but that's okay. So now let's give it some vertical lift here. Awesome. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fly through some rings if I don't screw this up. Oh God, I'm already screwing it up. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. No one said I had to be good at the game I make, right? Whoa, okay. So we're just going to fly through this right here. Okay, here we go. Oh, there you go. So now you see that the lap timer's going, and I'm not going to embarrass myself right now and try to complete this course because I've been designing it all the time, so I'm not really good at playing the game yet. But I will be. Trust me, I will be. But you get the basic gist of what's going on here. So you can look at the screen right now to make it easier. So I'm just going to cheat a little bit and just look at the screen right here. Whoa, come on. Here we go. Look at how good I am. Here we go. Oh no. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Got it. Okay, here we go. Going a little faster. Whoa. Okay, here we go. We're okay. And you get the... Oh, no. Alright, so let's just say that... Let's teleport over here. This is where the simulation part comes in. Let's go back a little over here. So, what I like about this, especially in the VR, you can actually teleport right near where the drone is, so you can actually use this to fly without actually using the screen. So, for instance, if I need to fly through this ring right here, I could just point at this and just go right through it. Oh, wrong ring. So it'll show you if it's the wrong ring or not. And this basically gives you an idea of the gameplay that we're going. We've got a bunch of other gameplay elements, and additionally, that racing drone that you saw before, well, we've got something pretty awesome for that later. I gotta fix that, don't worry about that. So there's no lap time yet, but if there was, it would show. Let's fly this thing over. Actually, it doesn't matter. What we're gonna do is, I'll just give you a little glimpse of the this down here. Turn that, and it's gonna fall. I just turned it off. Boom. So that's the racing drone that we've got, and we've got something special coming for that later. The physics are not all right there yet, but they will be soon. So just stay tuned for that. It's gonna be cool stuff. That's basically it for the changes that we've done since the last one. Like I said, I'm going to be playing with the physics, especially for this racing drone, but you can try it out right now. So let's get this going. And you can see that there's a lot of nice lighting effects that I've added and such. Now, if you think they're too much, just tell me I should tone them down. I'll tone them down. I'll make these will all be options, of course. So no worries on that stuff. Where did that thing go? So drop it there, turn that off, let it fall down, and we'll spawn something else. And this is the red drone that I'm calling. So this is the entire thing, and remember, we're basically looking for feedback, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this once more, and I'm going to show you this with this nice controller right here. So if you don't have VR, don't worry, because you could still use this. So let's reset the camera and take it from there. We have reset everything, and now I am obviously not using SteamVR. So what am I using? I'm using Linux, and I'm using an Xbox controller. Isn't that crazy, right? Microsoft and Linux combined. So let's go over here. We'll look at this right now. If you look at the picture of the controller, so we've got movement, and the left stick is right here, and look around, and the right stick is the right stick. Now, since I like inverted, you look up, and it's down. Down is up. And we'll have those options and stuff in the later one, so you're just going to deal with that for now. There's no settings menu, but we'll add that, when we actually get to the game. This is a demonstration of the game, so if you really want me to put the options in there right now, just let me know. I'll put either a special build or I'll put some type of setting in there. You hit a key and it'll change the stuff. Let's go over the buttons in this, because this is slightly different than the SteamVR. Whereas SteamVR, you can actually pick up and grab something. and you can move around independently. This you can't because you have no hand presence in the game. So we had to add an interact button. So when you're actually using the controller, if you're not this controller, but the controller in the game, when you grab the controller, you need to interact with the controller to actually change the actual sticks to go to the drone itself. Activate, which means turn it on and off, is the B button right here, the red button. Grab is the A button down here. And the X button is interact, and we'll go through that right now. So let's turn. Oh, by the way, if you don't have a controller, you can use your mouse to look around. And I didn't lock the mouse to the screen because it was just testing. So the movement is WASD or arrow keys. When you want to grab something, it's the primary mouse button. If you want to interact with something, it's the space bar. And if you want to turn something on, it's the second mouse button. Hey, you know, I gave the keyboard-only people something to do. So once you're actually interacting with something, the WASD keys control the left stick, and the arrow keys control the right stick. So you still have the two sticks to actually control independently. But really, controller is the way to go in this. And the third, really what we want to add is the ability to do controller and VR headset, and that's for the next build, like I said. So we're going to do that soon. So, but basically, this is the entire same game. The only real difference is, let me get this mouse out of the way here. The only real difference is that I set this to run it at a 90-degree frame of view, or field of view. So you can see that you can see a little more on the screen and such, because most people like 90 degrees, so that's what I set it at. We'll probably have that as an option too. Oh, by the way, in the SteamVR one, you saw a nice bloom and stuff, and it's the same kind of effect here. You see the nice type of glowing effects and stuff, and you know, I'm not too big on effects. I'm more of a gameplay person, but you know what? This stuff looks good, so let's give it that. So as you can see, the text is cut off. I'll fix that later. But basically, the button and everything works exactly the same. The difference is there's overlays to actually show you, since you're not using SteamVR and it's not that intuitive, I guess. You have a slight crosshairs that you can see if I scroll. They're in the center of the screen right there. So let's just spawn a drone, which I think is use, which I think is B. Yep. So do that. Spawn. We'll use the red drone for now, and we're gonna pick up the controller, this controller, which is A. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm just showing a screen in the lower left right here. In the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have the controller, the virtual controller in the game, and you're going to be able to look down and up. But right now, since I'm still moving around, this is why I had to add the interact button. And there's going to be better ways to do this, and I'll come up with them. If you have suggestions, let me know as well. This also has to do with why the movement in the VR kind of game, the VR version of the game, is a lot better, because you can actually move and fly the drone at the same time. Whereas this, once you hit interact, which is X, you are now basically looking at the drone the entire time, because you can't look and then control the drone at the same time. So that's the limitation. But we're thinking of ways around that. We're thinking of adding a track around, like a walk track around the actual. We'll figure that stuff out later. But let's just turn the thing on. You hit the B button, and you can probably hear it. And let me just turn this off so it's not overly loud. So we'll just use the control, and I will say that using a controller is far superior, just because you get the nice tactile feedback. So let's see if I could do this. The red drone, they all handle slightly differently, and like I said, I'm trying to fix the physics of it, just to make it a little more, not intuitive. Intuitive is the wrong word, because I want this to be more of a simulation type of thing, but more realistic. So for instance, I want to be able to, especially for the racing drone, I want to be able to do flips and all the stuff that you would see in those awesome like racing drones. But you can see that with a controller it's a lot easier to handle. The only problem is, because I don't have the VR and I can't really teleport everywhere, it's hard for me to actually move. So if I stop, let me show you something. I'll bring the drone back to me. Just face it that way. So. Okay, so let's just put it over here for now. Now, if I wanted to walk around while the drone is on, wherever I'm holding the stick is wherever it's going to stay. So if I'm holding the stick while it's trying to be level, and I take off interact, I can move around, and it's going to stay at that position. It's not going to stay in where it can't. It's not a hovering kind of thing, unless you have the drone type of control. And the only one that has that right now is that shift-looking one, which I'll show you in a second. Actually, let me show you right now. So let's turn this off, and let me stop interacting with this. And I'm just going to drop the control on the ground, and we'll spawn not that one. This is the little ship one. So let me pick this back up. And this one is the start of what I call the drone controller, whereas the other ones were the RC helicopter type of controls. So if I interact with this and then I start this up and I pull up on the stick, the left stick, and I let go of it, it's going to try to remain in exactly the same height. So if you push down on the stick, it's going to go down. If you push up on the stick, it's going to go up. That's what I call drone type of control, and it'll try to steady itself. Now what it's doing is it's figuring out, it's not like, so what you'll see in a lot of games is they'll literally say, oh, I'm not going to move the drone when he's doing it. No, I'm using actual physics. So there's a little routine on the actual drone itself to interact with this. So basically it's the same controls, it's just giving you a fly-by-wire instead of I can't remember the other mode. But you get the idea. Basically you tell it what to do, and it basically does it for you. But it's using physics. So of course it's going to be red. Whoop. So because of that, I don't have the movements like the drone controls. So all it is basically saying I'm going to maintain height right now, and that pretty much gives you an idea about where it's going to go. In the future, this type of control, and you'll be able to actually, like in the game, purchase controls, and that's the whole purpose of this game, will be to, like, you know, have a whole bunch of different drones that you can play with and such. And don't worry, there's not going to be microtransactions. You're going to be able to buy the game all at once, and everything is going to be available for you. Of course, you're going to have to actually, like, you know, play the game and beat everything. So, I mean, you know, it is a game, and I don't plan on putting any cheat codes in there right now, but you never know. We'll see. I'm sure the community will find whatever Easter eggs and stuff if I put any in. I haven't put any in yet, so don't even bother trying to find any. But you could see that this type of control scheme is a lot easier to do. And of course I'm also cheating because, oh, forget it. Alright, so I crashed. There's no crashing in here yet, which is fine. Come on down. So as you can see, it's a stable type of thing. And that's basically what we've done so far. There's some stuff that we have to modify, like the lettering, you know, appearing everywhere and stuff like that. But as a demonstration, this really shows you what we're going after, and you know, it's coming along very nicely. Like I said, what we want to do next is get the other control scheme where you have a controller and you have a VR headset, and I think that would really kick the immersion up. And this way, you can look around, and then we can give you a button to actually look and teleport where you're looking. So you get that presence as well. And that's how you're going to move around in that. And you know what? It's going to be interesting, and this is all a learning experience, and we really value you guys' feedback. Look forward to releasing this game in full sooner or later. We're going to have a couple more demos to actually give you guys, and those are always, you know, the demos are free, so we're looking for feedback, so just give us some feedback. Love to hear from you. And remember, hit the subscribe button right now. You're watching this video. And if you want to download this for any platform on the PC, that means Mac, Linux, Windows, right in the description below, we've got all the links for you. The Windows version supports SteamVR and non-SteamVR. So it's one binary, supports both. If you have SteamVR installed and it's running, it'll boot up in SteamVR mode. If not, you got a controller, it'll detect the controller, and I gave you the controls, and that's it. So remember, we're looking for feedback. I really hope you have fun playing this, and thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the subscribe button, send us some feedback, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.